to watching him and following him for over 5 years now. And by following him, I have gotten massive results. Some things people know, some things I have not shared yet. They'll be shared in due time. But I'm so excited about this call because I missed the last one, and I kind of listened in on what happened on the last one. I got excited about today. Well, I'm excited today because it's about climate change. And the thing about climate change, those who know, when my grandmother, we should sit outside and she just tell me, when it's really quiet, you know something's about to happen. So when now that it's quiet, everything's been going on in your life, and it's about the climate change. A storm is about to come through, but also when the storm comes through, it's gonna rain, and when it rains, we can take that word and cultivate it in the ground and get some results. But right now, our Steve's about to come with some massive rain, some water, some good word, something we all can take and share and embrace and get some results and plant it in our lives as well as others. All right, well, here go Apostle Steve. Apostle Steve, you can have it.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor G. Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Really good.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for that that intro. Listen, there's so many people that are coming on the line now and are watching and are viewing right now, and really excited about today's lesson. Really excited about today's lesson. I want to. I'm going to start this afternoon at Zechariah chapter 4. Zechariah chapter 4, and verses 8 through 10, and I'm going to read it out of the Contemporary English Version. It's Zechariah chapter 4, verses 8 through 10. I'm going to read it out of the Contemporary English Version. It says, "The Lord spoke to me again and said, Zerubbabel laid the foundation for the temple, and he will complete it. Then everyone will know that you were sent by me, the Lord all-powerful. Those who have made fun of this day of small beginnings will celebrate when they see Zerubbabel holding this important stone. Those 7 lamps represent my eyes, the eyes of the Lord, and they see everything on this earth." What stuck out to me is verse 10, those who made fun of this day of small beginnings. Those who made fun of this day of small beginnings will celebrate when they see Zerubbabel holding this important stone, or will celebrate when they see manifestation of what it is you have been saying you are trying to accomplish in your life. And so when we're endeavoring to do this, you have to start small. And so we don't despise the day of small beginnings, okay? You don't despise that day of small beginnings. Now, other people can do whatever they like, all right? They can despise you, they can laugh at you, they can talk about you, or whatever for what it is you are trying to do. But you cannot despise that day of small beginnings. Those who poke fun at you now will not be laughing later. They'll be celebrating, according to the scripture. They'll be celebrating later. Okay? So for this lesson today, I want to talk about stop explaining. Stop explaining. Okay? There are many of you. Last week we talked about the discipline to commit to change, to commit to seeking new information, to commit to growth, to commit to development, to commit to success and prosperity, and not being afraid to succeed and prosper, and not being timid when it comes to that particular subject. And I think a lot of times what has taken place is over time we have entered into procrastination, many of you, because you have been too busy trying to explain to other people what you're trying to do. Okay? Two things happen in explanation. One is you try to explain to someone who you're looking for affirmation from, and many times because they don't want you to do it, they act like they don't understand what you're trying to do. Okay? Or two, you spend so much time trying to explain it to the person, they act as if they don't understand, so that you can continue to explain it, to break it down to them long enough where, as long as they have the resources, they can do it before you do it. So then my suggestion to you is stop explaining. Okay? Many of you are trying to go to the next level in life. Beginning at level 1 of this, I suggest that people, turn the cable off. Okay? Of course, keep your internet, stuff like that. They have smart TVs now that connect to the internet, so you don't really need cable. Okay? You can turn your cable off. Stop going to movies and all that kind of stuff. Get you some Netflix on demand, Redbox. Okay? Where I know your friends and family and everything want to go to the movies all the time, and they're always wondering, why you can't go to the movies and why you don't want to hang out. This is what I'm talking about. And stop explaining. Stop explaining. Well, child, I'm working on something. Well, I'm trying to do this. Well, I'm trying to do that. But no, I can't take you everywhere because I need to save on my gas. I have this budgeted for my gas, and if I'm traveling all over the place, you really aren't giving me any gas. So yeah, I can't be. I'm losing out on my gas because I'm trying to do this and that. Stop explaining. Just execute. Just execute. As an innovator and creator, stop explaining and just execute. Too many people are behind schedule. Many of you on this line, there's so many of you on the line right now. Okay? Many of you on this line right now are behind schedule because you've been busy trying to explain why you desire to be successful, or why you desire to be wealthy and travel around the world, or start your own business or own your own business. You're behind schedule because you've been trying to explain this to any and everybody. Explaining can be a major hindrance if you let it. Your lifelong commitment to personal development and personal excellence requires tremendous dedication, discipline, and willpower. I'm going to say that again. Your lifelong commitment to personal development and personal excellence requires tremendous dedication, discipline, and willpower. Man, this is amazing. I'm just watching everybody sign in different things. It's time for you to change the climate of your life and get around other visionaries and luminaries who can see beyond their present, or those who have seen beyond what was their present. And what they are experiencing now is what you want to be in your present. Those are the type of people you want to be around. These type of people just have to hear what you are attempting to do 1 or 2 times, and then they are on board trying to help you accomplish that. Okay? Because these luminaries, these visionaries, they already understand what it takes to move forward. They already understand what it takes to go to the next level in life. So we're not sitting around for months and months saying, okay, tell it to me again. Okay, how do you want to do this again? Okay, explain this again. But hold on, I have a question. See, we understand it does not take all of that. What it takes is dedication, discipline, and willpower. See, too many of you are trying to sit around and explain things to Bobo and Pookie and them, and it's beyond their level of revelation right now. Yeah. Your success climate will change through gaining revelation and understanding on the quality of life God planned for you to live. Revelation is an understanding. We talked about this last time. Revelation is an understanding of the plan of God at your level of comprehension. Many of you are trying to explain things to people and they're not at your level of comprehension right now. Okay, so sometimes you just got to kind of throw a seed out there, throw a little bait, see if they bite, and then kind of bring them on in bit by bit. Okay, revelation is to understand the plan of God at your level of comprehension for which you are accountable. In order for you to walk in this climate or this atmosphere, you will have to take charge of those who desire for you to stay in a state of lack and insufficiency. Okay, so we talked about that on last time. Like we're not sticking around with people who want us to be broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted. We're not sticking around with that. Okay, now what's your purpose for a climate change? Climate, prevailing attitudes, standards, environmental conditions of a group, period, or place. Prevailing attitudes, standards, environmental conditions of a group, period, or place. So when you're saying I'm changing my climate, you're saying I'm changing attitudes, standards, and environmental conditions of myself and the people around me. Wherever I am, I'm changing the attitudes, the standards, the environmental conditions of myself and the people around me. See? So if you're going to be around me, you have to talk success talk. If you're going to be around me, you understand what I'm saying? This is how my climate operates. My climate cannot operate in failure talk, down talk, anger talk, fear talk, all of that sick and worry, frustration, and madness, the mad at the world. That kind of stuff cannot reside in my environment. Should not be allowed to reside in yours as well. So how do you change that? Climate change. Climate change. You change your attitude. You change how you think. You change how you see things. You change how you view things. Get more information. Prosperity or success without purpose, quick review, leads to materialism that is fed by an insatiable lust for more and more things with no regard for the needs of the kingdom of God or the needs of others. So we are not just talking about being successful just for the sake of being successful and saying I have, 27 cars. I have a mentor who, he's gone on and transitioned to be with the Lord. But Mr. Britt had 27 cars. 27 cars. That's why I said, well, what are you going to do with all them cars? Drive them. Pick it there and drive them. But he's such a giver and such a blessing to the body of Christ and the business world. And so this is not just being successful for the sake of being successful, saying I have a big house, I have a nice car. Okay, all that's great. Okay, all that's great. But then we have to focus on our purpose in life, what God actually called us to do. It is here now that the abundant life that we're looking to and looking for comes. Okay, Job 36:11. We talked about it. Job 36:11. If they obey, that's you and I, and serve him, that's God, they, that's you and I, shall spend their days, that's you and I, in prosperity and their years in pleasure. So I want many of you to say this out loud. Write it down, Facebook it, tweet it, whatever you got to do. And say, I want to spend my days in prosperity and my years in pleasure. Again, I want to spend my days in prosperity and my years in pleasures. Okay, now to commit to that thought today in your life means that you're going to have to do the mission, the assignment that God called you to do. See? So if you're going to commit to say, I want to spend my days in prosperity and my years in pleasure, which there should be all of us, that means we're going to have to commit to fulfilling the assignment that God has given us. It is proven that you can become 26% better in everything you do each year by working on yourself a little bit each day. It's proven that you can become 26% better in everything you do each year by working on yourself a little bit each day. When you make learning new skills getting better at your task, your key task in life, setting priorities, and focusing on high value activities, you become 26% more productive over the course of the year. So what we're talking about on this call and on this webinar is not magic. We're not talking about something, I'm not talking about miracles and something happening tomorrow morning. Okay. During these calls, this tele-webinar, okay, we're flushing out for many people years of foolishness, years of unproductive information. Okay, and so you won't be getting benefits, like talking about like crazy benefits tomorrow. I like to tell people when we start talking about being a money magnet, tomorrow you might, once you get this level of revelation, you might roll up on a dime. You walk in the gas station and look down and bam, there's a dime. Okay, show your respect for that. Pick that dime up. Okay, put that dime up somewhere. You may go somewhere, and the next time, a week or so later, after you continue to build your education, build your information, build your magnetizing skills, and there's a quarter laying in the parking lot at Walmart. Okay, there's a dollar laying on the floor. Okay, as it progresses, now you're in the mall somewhere, and there's a 20 left at the soda machine. It's just, and now things it's beginning to expand. It's beginning to grow. These are things that take place over time. Again, so this doesn't happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Okay, but if you start applying it now, you start doing it now, it can have lasting effects over the next 30 days. Okay, but 26% better over the next year. Now that's crazy. That I can be 26% more productive over the next 12 months. So I have a question to ask you. What if the things that I'll be sharing with you on these climate change calls would double your income in the next 12 to 24 months? Whatever your salary is now, what if what I'm sharing on these climate change calls could double your income in the next 12 to 24 months? Okay, I say that because you already know what to do to get that salary one time a year. You already know what to do to get that salary one time a year. If you make, $60,000, $70,000 a year, you make $30,000 a year, you make $19,000 a year, you make $12,000 a year. I don't care what level you on. You already have what it takes to make that amount of money every year. You're doing it already. So then, what if you're getting the information and tools and resources that you need to help you double that over the next 12 months? That's crazy. Okay, now what I'm teaching you is not theory. What I'm sharing with you are things that I do on my own. I have done this over the years, and if I share I think I have one or two times over Facebook, and just sharing the monthly income for my family. I mean, man, we're roughly at $20,000 a month. Okay, like for real. It's crazy. Now, of course, a lot of stuff go with that. I tell people all the time, it's not that life stops just because your finances increase. You have greater decisions when your finances increase. So your bills get bigger. They don't stop. They just get bigger. So you go the water bill doesn't stop coming just because your income increases. You just happen to get a bigger house, and then the water bill increases. So it doesn't change. It doesn't change anything. Where you may have $100 problem, I have $1,000 problem. Okay. So I don't want you to think that that's great, that's wonderful, they don't have any problems. That's not true. We have to live on our level. Okay, and on our level we have our problems on our level. They used to say in the church, for every new level is a new devil. Amen. So this helps over time. So I don't want you to think that as you exceed to these levels that life is going to stop. Life's not going to stop. Life's going to continue. It does become smoother though. Okay. My family lives better knowing we don't have to worry about bills and different things of that nature. You know, we just pay them when it come out. Yeah, we hate to see the money leaving, but we love to see it when it comes. Okay. So in the next 12, 24 months, great things are going to be taking place for you. Okay. So this can happen when you stop explaining and get to work on what it is God called for you to do in the earth. When you stop explaining, just execute. Just execute. You know, friends want to go out to eat all the time, and then you have to make a decision sometimes that I can't go. Why? Because I'm working on something. I can't go to lunch every day at work. Why? Because I'm working on something. See? So you don't have to hate, if you will, on the next person that's successful. Just make some of the same choices. Deny some of the same things. Yeah. Mm. So what if when you stop explaining, get to work on what God's called you to do on the earth, you make what you make now, you make twice a year, 3 times a year. I was listening to one of my mentors on about 2 days ago, and he was sharing that what he used to make in a year, he had a nice job. Okay, what he used to make in a year, he now makes in a day. What he used to make in a year, he now makes in a day. Of course, that floored me. I was like, wow, because I know what he used to make in a year, and now he makes it in a day. Come on, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that happens when you stop explaining and start executing and doing what it is that God called you to do. Remember, and when you start small, you're going to start small. That's possible. It's going to happen. Other people may despise that small beginning, but you don't. You don't. People look at my pictures on Facebook and see, you know, where God has taken our ministry and different things, but they don't know, you know, we started in a small funeral home in Shreveport, Louisiana, years ago called Benevolent Funeral Home. We started with children from the projects, you know, doing penny drives, and now, you know, to see what God has taken our ministry to now, it blows my mind. You know, sometimes I just walk and cry. It's like, wow, you know. Did I always have the thought that we would be where we are? Absolutely. Am I excited about where we are? Absolutely. Do I know where we're going next? Absolutely. So am I comfortable where we are? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Loving it, embracing it, enjoying it while we're here. We'll talk about this. This is what's going to happen. See, what if the part of the increase you were expecting? Everybody's expecting increase. Okay. What if the part of the increase you're expecting in your life, God has already taken care of his part, and the rest is just left up to you? What if everything God was supposed to do regarding the increase that's supposed to happen in your life, God's already done? What if the rest is just left up to you? Woo! Beginning's not too small now, is it? Not too small now, is it? How serious and how much more intense would you become at getting to work on your dreams, knowing that everything else, every resource, every tool that you need to be successful in this earth, God has already supplied it, and the other 50% that you're waiting on for your increase is on you? How much more intense would you get at executing the plan? If you started right now working the things that I'm sharing with you on this phone call and these webinars, you'll improve 26% every year. That means, remember now, we're not talking about some big breakthrough tomorrow, unless some of you that's on this phone call now have already been kind of working on this process, and maybe I'm just a pushover, you know. Maybe I'm just a push, you know, because there are people on this line who's doing, I'm looking at telephone numbers and different things, people who's doing great things out of Texas and Houston and and Florida, who I know are blasting financially, okay, doing great things in the business world and on their careers and on their jobs, doing great stuff. Ohio, okay, doing great things. I know. And so maybe a lot of the stuff you've already begun to do. And so this call, this webinar is just a push for you to get over. And that's great. That's fine. That's absolutely wonderful. I love it. Okay. So now, so we're not, some folk may be 7 years into this. Some people may be 8 years in this. Some people may be, and then from there, you know, this could look, we want to look at this as a like a 10-year process, okay, as a 10-year process. So we're talking in 10 years, 26% every year, okay, in 10 years, according to the law of accumulation, okay, and I'll be teaching on that some more, the law of accumulation, there will be a compounding interest of 1,004% of productivity in your life. 26% over 2 years, over 10 years, I'm sorry. There will be a compounding interest. We'll deal with the law of accumulation another time. Of 1,004% of productivity in your life. That means the next 10 years for you can be post-pounding if you get to work now. The next 10 years for you can be post-pounding. The next 10 years for you, I love it, can be heartbreaking for people who do not want to see you successful. Can be absolutely heartbreaking. There's some things that I'm doing now that I know break the hearts of people who wanted me to fail. People who told me I would fail. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, I believe I mentioned at the church, and our new facility in Shreveport, Louisiana, is a little over 38,000 square feet. Well, about a week before we got that facility, before God opened that door for us, I was just told I would never find a building more than 5,000 square feet at the price that I was already paying. I was told that just a week before. I didn't know what God was going to do. I didn't know what God was, you know, turning around and making happen. I didn't know what was taking place. But just a week before, I was told I would never find any building with that much space. I think I had at that time about, you know, 3,000 to 5,000 square feet available to me at the price that I was paying. Now I say they were right. They were right. I didn't find it. God found it, and He found 38,000. See, so there'll be the next, but all of that came from honoring the funeral home, honoring empty seats. See, getting up and teaching empty chairs. You know, honoring the garage. Then I went to Germany, was doing things in Germany, and had a basement, you know, that was nicely decorated and different things. And we would have service down there. Then we had the Hilton Hotel in Mainz-Kastel, Germany. Okay, we was working there for a little while, 2003, 2004, or 2004, 2005. And working there for a little while at Hilton Mainz-Kastel in Germany. Okay, one of the #1 hotels in that area. Okay, and we were there every week, 2 times a week, blasting it. Okay, having that, and then honoring that and appreciating that. See, a lot of people see now, but they don't see that process of 10 years ago. Okay, a lot of stuff going on, late hours. And now I'll take you through these steps here in just a little while. Some of the things that I did that I would highly suggest that you begin doing if you're already not. So that the next 10 years can be very powerful if you stop explaining and get to work. Stop explaining. Stop trying to get everybody on your side, everybody to understand. And it's not going to happen. Everybody's not going to understand. Some people don't want to understand. And that's okay. So here's step 1. Here's step 1. Okay, and I already said, again, many of you may already do this. This is just your push. You know, some of you may have people that are connected to you who, you know, you may just need some help getting some affirmation and some confirmation with what you're already telling them. And so many people use my calls for that too, where they they listen to the calls, but then they send the calls to their leaders, so their leaders can, or their downline, whatever, business whatever you're in, so that their people can understand and listen and hear. And just sometimes it's just good to have somebody else saying the same thing you're saying. You're not out there by yourself. So step one, wake up an hour or two before you schedule your day to begin. Wake up an hour or two before you schedule your day to begin. I remember our leaders went through this at Kingdom Center, Shreveport, Bossier, and I think I had them waking up maybe an hour before their normal day. You had some people who had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to begin to schedule their day. Okay, but they did it, and now they own houses, they paid cars off, built homes from the ground, all kind of stuff. You understand? Visions have changed. Business. All of them are business owners. All of them are business owners. I absolutely love it. Okay, so wake up an hour or two before you schedule your day to begin. Okay, when you get up and invest the first hour or so into yourself, you mentally prepare yourself for an excellent day. Start that hour by reading something educational, motivational, inspirational, and spiritual. Okay, start that hour by reading something educational, motivational, inspirational, and spiritual. When you do this, I promise, I guarantee you will be more alert, more agile, more creative, more productive, and positive. Okay? Go take a walk. Take a walk around your yard. Take a walk around your apartment complex. Take a walk. Just take a walk. Take a walk down the street. Take a walk. Get up and take a walk. Okay? Read and then take a walk and meditate. Let your mind process what you just read. So we're not talking about trying to read a book and go through 3 chapters in one sitting. You're not getting anything like that. I promise you're not. You're not getting anything like that. Okay? For some of you who passed that, you probably are, because I know I can read, 2 or 3 books in one setting, and but I've gotten there. A lot of people have not. Okay, so again, when you do this, you'll be more alert, agile, creative, productive, and positive. Okay, so I plugged this in right here. All right, yesterday for I'm calling it the Ambassadors Club. And so my team, we just released a website on yesterday. That website's for those people who want to go to the next level in life, believe in God, desire to enjoy and explore the universe that He created for us to live in, be successful, and leaving an inheritance for the family. If these are some things that you enjoy and love, okay, for $14.99 a month, you can enjoy a smorgasbord of free material to begin and end your day with. Okay, free material. Books, audio, video teachings, reports, transcripts of phone calls from my millionaire and billionaire mentors. And I have a couple of those guys who are millionaire and billionaire earners, and I love them and enjoy their relationship. Okay, and much more. So a lot of this is on this website. So you pay $14.99 one time every month, and they're still loading up stuff now. Okay, on the website as we're speaking, and loading things up on that website for you to go and download for free. So you pay that $14.99, and something that may be normally $20 by itself is free to you. Okay, for $14.99. So it's amazing. Okay, so that's some great information to go and start beginning in your day with. Okay, step two. Plan every day in advance. Plan every day in advance. Okay, again, stop explaining to friends why you're doing this. Just do it. Just do it. and stop explaining it to yourself. Just do it. Just do it. Plan every day in advance. Make a list and set priorities on your work before you start off. Your ability to choose what's most important instead of allowing other people and situations to dictate what's most important is the key to organizing your life and doubling your productivity. Okay, so say this out loud. I want to double my productivity this year. Write it down, tweet it, Facebook it, Instagram it. I want to double my productivity this year. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You know, I told myself when we hit that, I think that one of the times it was like $17,800 and some change. I told myself then, if we can do this, we can do 20. If we can do this, we can do that, we can do 40. 40 G's a month. Step 3. Step 1, wake up an hour or two before you schedule your day to begin. Step 2, plan every day in advance. Step 3, get a notepad or your electronic device and write your goals down and say them aloud every day. Get a notepad or your electronic device and write your goals down and say them every day. I mean, get up and physically write your goals down for the day. I want to accomplish this, I want to accomplish this. If it's 5 things, if it's 10 things, you get up and physically write them down for the day and say them aloud. Many of you are not disciplined enough to write them one time on an index card and go read that index card every day. Many of you are not that disciplined, so don't even try it. Some of you write it down on the index card right now and then forget in the next 2 hours what you did with the index card. So this, we have to do this step by step. Step by step, we have to do this, okay? These are the practical principles. Past prayer, past speaking in tongues for those of you who have that practice, okay? Past dancing for those of you who practice that. Past high-fiving your neighbor and going to seminars and all. These are practical things you have to do once all that ends. This process allows you to program instructions into the guiding mechanism of your mind. It allows you to program your mind. I'm getting up, I'm writing my goals. I'm writing my goals every day. Every day. These are my goals. I'm writing them down. I'm saying them out loud, and I'm getting them accomplished. What I don't accomplish today, I'll write that down on my card for the next day. What I don't accomplish that day, I'll write that down on my card for the next day. Okay? But it is when I do this, it permits us to creatively see opportunities to achieve these goals all day long. Okay? When we are able to keep our goals in our mouth, before our eyes, going in our ears, our heart opens up to see these opportunities to achieve those goals all day long. You become open. I remember an older fella I don't know how old Pops was, but he had to be about 70 years old. He shared with me, he said, the universe is open to you. The universe is open to you. And I told my personal assistant who was with me at the time, I said, I took that as a compliment. You know, that was wonderful. That was powerful to me. Because I believe that. I believe that. But it happens because of this. This will help you become more focused, channeled, and directed. Become more focused, channeled, and directed. We don't care whose nerve it get on. We don't care who we bother. We don't care who we unnerve. We don't care about any of that. Any of that, okay? You're trying to start from the beginning. You got to cut your cable off, and people want to come over and watch TV. But we have to watch a movie. If not, then we'll watch cable at your house. But at my house, you understand, this is how it's gonna go. We're working on something. See, we're working on something. This will push you to be more determined and purposeful. Man, this is good. Step 4. On step 4, step 5, and then we're done. Step 4, discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing. Discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing. Once you have your day planned, you've analyzed your goals and organized them by priority, you focus on the first goal until it is 100% complete. Focus on that first goal, the first goal of the day. You focus on it until it is 100% complete before you move to the next one. I know a lot of people tell me, well, I like to multitask. Well, there is a danger in multitasking when you are not and have not learned how to master achieving one single task. See, if you have not mastered achieving one single task 100% and getting the best results out of that single task, multitasking is dangerous for you, because that only means you get nothing accomplished. Because you haven't mastered accomplishing one thing. So trying to have 2 or 3 things on the board to get accomplished, like you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And so I know it sounds good, it maybe feels good to our ego to say, oh, I like to multitask. It's not going to do you any good. When you do this, it will become a habit, and your productivity and performance and output, watch this now, in the next 30 days will double. When you do this over the next 30 days, stop multitasking. Look at one task. Focus on that one task and complete it 100%. Complete it the entire time. If it takes you all day, okay, fine. But you have to get yourself in the habit of completing tasks and not just scratching the ego by saying you're a multitasker, but you get absolutely nothing done. Nothing done of value. Okay, you do this, your productivity, your performance, and your output will double in the next 30 days. And then the last one, step 5. So we got step 1, wake up an hour or 2 before your day begins. Number 2, plan every day in advance. Number 3, get a notepad or your electronic device and write your goals down and say them aloud every day. Okay. Step 4, discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing. Step 5, listen to educational programs, audio programs in your car. So you're doing this when you wake up, you're listening to the programs. You can become a part of the Ambassadors Club for $14.99, and there are plenty of programs that you can listen to, okay, that you can download, listen to it on your phone, connect your phone to the radio system in your car, all that good stuff. Okay, this is what you want to do. This is step 5. The average person, especially entrepreneurs or people who are trying to go to the next level in their life and excel in life, spend about 500 to 1,000 hours per year in their car. You're driving out of town, driving to this seminar, driving to that meeting, flying here. Okay, but a lot of time is spent in your car, in travel, taking your children to the game, going here, going there, going to the grocery store. You can turn your automobile into a mobile university. You can turn your automobile into a mobile university. It's crazy. I love it. I turn my truck into a mobile business school. So when I'm driving, I don't care if I'm going from my house to Walmart or from my house to the gas station or from my house to church. I'm not just listening to, the radio station, just and plugging all their stuff into my spirit, into my subconscious mind, into my heart. No, 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 no. Listening to ads and all that kind of stuff playing, and of course, there's this time for that. I'm not saying that I don't listen to jazz and anything like that, because I do. However, I have a mentor who told one guy, he said, Bishop, is it okay if I listen to jazz? And he told him, you can't afford to listen to no jazz right now. You got to get to work on your dreams, man. You don't have time for that right now. And so for many of you, you don't have time for that right now. You don't have time for movies, cable, jazz. You don't have games. You don't have time for that. It's time to get to work on your dreams. Unless those games and those movies and those shows that you're watching and those things you're listening to are ladders and stepping stones for you to get to where it is you're trying to go. Otherwise, it's an absolute waste of time. Okay? So, stop explaining. Get to work. Don't use those explanations as a means to procrastinate. Okay? So, let's write this website down really quickly. Okay? Or I tell you what, maybe if you can just go to my Facebook page, and there's going to be a link on there that'll be shared to join the Ambassadors Club. Okay, $14.99, and you're well on your way to a plethora of information, books and audio teachings and PDFs, PDF books, ebooks that you can download on your e-readers and Kindles and iPads, and tablets, and whatever, and just read on the go, and a plethora of information for you. All right. I hope that this call has been, I want to be practical today. I did not want to just excite you and motivate you. I want to give you tools and resources to get started now operating on your dreams. No more inspiration and motivation alone. Now you need some information. And then once we get ready to hang up this phone, some execution. Okay? You can do it. You can make it happen. And I'm confident that with these resources, with these tools that we're providing with the Ambassadors Club and with the call and Tele-Webinar, I'm confident that you will make it happen. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so many of you for spending your lunchtime with me, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. The more you keep doing it, you're going to end at lunchtime with your boss, and you'll fire your boss. You'll be the boss. Hey, bye for now. Love you.
This session is no longer being recorded.